Around every bend in the road, another vista unlike any other. Rolling pastures, thick forests, coastal villages. Tourists flock to Nova Scotia, but it's not just the breathtaking landscape, it's the people. Nova Scotians are world-renowned for being the most generous, the most welcoming, the most caring. But Nova Scotians have another reputation, one that you won't read about in a glossy tourism brochure. The fact is, if you live in Nova Scotia, your chance of dying from heart or vascular disease is higher than almost anywhere else in Canada. Nova Scotia's healthcare system is overwhelmed by chronic disease, and the implications are more far-reaching than most of us realize. There is a solution. We must change. Change our lifestyles to include better nutrition and more activity. Change the healthcare system to place more emphasis on the prevention of chronic disease. Change our children's education and give them the tools to make healthy choices that will benefit them and their communities for life. Change public policy to increase funding for programs and facilities that promote a healthier lifestyle. This is the message of the HeartLand Tour. Dr. Nick Giacomantonio is a cardiologist at the QE2 Health Sciences Centre in Halifax, Nova Scotia. He's also Associate Professor of Medicine at Dalhousie University, Director of Cardiac Rehabilitation for the Capital District Health Authority, and founder of the HeartLand Tour.
What I do is vascular prevention. I do research that looks at cost efficacy to treat people with heart disease. But not just heart disease, people who have had strokes, people who have had peripheral vascular disease, so disease of the blood vessels of the legs. I also look at people who have high risk, diabetes, other risk factors, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the things that promotes and accelerates the disease state. I can do that in this province because we wave the flag a little bit higher than anywhere else in the country. We're the second highest for heart disease. I have one of the highest stroke rates. We have to change that. It's not just sense from a health perspective. It makes sense from a business perspective, an economic perspective. The greatest price tag we pay for health is management of cardiovascular disease. I think Chris Donchemont wants to quote the $88 a minute is what a minute. Second. Oh, see, that costs $200 just to straighten that out. And if we don't change that, it doesn't matter how many parks you build or how many bits of pavement you put down or whatever you erect, you can't afford it. You can't afford the health care. And without the health care, business doesn't invest. The first thing that a business looks at is what is the disability rate in that community? What is the utilization of health care plans? And if they're too high and they have a cut point, they don't invest. The eventual demise of the community will be inevitable.
Each summer since 2007, Dr. Giacomantonio has assembled a group of 20 cyclists, mostly health professionals. They give up 1 week of their vacation to cycle together across the entire province, 1,000 kilometers in total. This core team of the HeartLand Tour spends 1 day in each of 8 communities along the way, inviting the public to spend time with them and discover firsthand that preventing heart and vascular disease can be as simple as riding a bike. Some members of this core team are actually former patients of Dr. Giacomantonio. One such person is Chris Donchemont, Nova Scotia MLA and former health minister.
Ladies and gentlemen, just get a good look at the spandex. You ain't going to see it very often. I mean, ooh. But it dries quickly when the sun comes out. So, you know, why did I get into this? Well, I got snookered by Nick. Thank you. I have suffered from a thing called atrial fibrillation for approximately 10 years, since the age of 29. So every once in a while my heart goes kind of funky, and we have to call in guys like Dr. Nick or Dr. Title, and they tell you things and try to fix it and those things. But ultimately, it's a heck of a lot better that if you train and lose the weight and live a much more healthy life, that the heart actually works a heck of a lot better. So that's why I'm doing this, and that's why I'm going to, for the next 800 kilometers around this province.
Like Chris D'Entremont, Nova Scotia Justice Minister and Attorney General Ross Landry recognizes the many benefits of a heart-healthy lifestyle. He advocates programs such as Pictou County's Bikeways project, which will link several communities via bicycle routes. The HeartLand Tour is more than a bike ride, more than a public awareness campaign. It's a movement, a call to action. Not in the future, but right now, we have the knowledge and the resources to lower Nova Scotia's high risk of heart and vascular disease. We can change the numbers and reduce this unnecessary burden of risk. How? By educating the public and partnering with businesses and governments to create community-based programs that promote and facilitate a healthier lifestyle. To be part of the solution, please join the HeartLand Tour. Together, we can make a real difference.